Hello and welcome, one and all, to the Ticking Globe Halloween Spectacular. I'm your host, Tick-Tock, the radio robot, and tonight we have a very special extra long episode for you. In this episode, we shall be discussing aliens, druids, the undead, and hedgehogs. Now stay tuned, don't go anywhere, even if you're being chased from your wireless radio or computer screen by the unyielding screams of the tortured, long-dead souls of coal miners who died under mysterious circumstances after a very sudden unexpected gas leak all the way back in 1868. Yes, stay right there and scream with them, James, because that's all tonight on the Ticking Globe. Welcome to the show. It's the spooky season, and if I've timed my spatial temporal scheduling device right, on Earth it is the day of spooks itself. Celebrate the darkness and stick around a while with me, the host mess who's soulless. Being a robot, I don't have to worry about my soul being removed or torn to shreds by the elder gods. It also makes me a good candidate for hosting a show about all that weighs on the soul, such as the concept of mortality, or forced happiness, ooh. Or how about adult responsibilities, boo. Well, let's see what else is weighing on the soul today. That's right, it's the news. This week in the news. A local graveyard sign broke apart and the G fell off. The literal, actual devil rose from the ground there and resurrected all the skeletons for a party. Talk about a dance macabre. No one appreciates my puns. Also this week, hundreds of ravens have congregated outside one particular house on 5th Street that most people swear wasn't there before. When police were sent to investigate, they found, and I'm quoting here, absolutely nothing at all. Why are you looking at me like that? My face is fine, stop staring. Seems normal to me. Finally, there had been a strange rumbling noise beneath the station, but it's all cleared up now. We go now to our very own Blink and You'll Miss It and It Means Being Alive cameo from ClimateBot 2.0. How's it looking, ClimateBot?
Excessive amounts of slime rain.
Sentient or non-sentient?
It hungers.
Sentient, then. Well, let's hear a song to help you dry off after that rather ravenous rainstorm. Here's a band we've never played on the show before, but one that's fitting for the special day at hand. It's Bear Ghost, with their song Necromancin' Dancin'.
I dare you to try. The dead are infused with sensational groove, and they're coming for you now. There's nowhere to hide. Yeah, I'm raising the dead. I'm loving the dread. Let's make some evil. All the letters I can dabble, try to gather in the streets of people seeing my disease. Rhythm and dance. They got some flesh with plenty of mold. Diseases are pleasing for reflective mold. They make it saucy with the hot invitation. Diminution with the bubbling, spirited, vibrant subjugation. Yeah.
Welcome back. Now we have an interview with a wonderful streamer. They're a druid, and as such has agreed to talk to us on this wonderful Samhain, or Halloween to you plebeians. Welcome, Paegan O'Carley. Welcome to the show, Paegan. So from what I understand, you kind of have a realm of your own, a kind of grove, am I correct?
Ah, yes. Well, once I was banished from Tirnanig by she who would call herself the first amongst the Fae, I went ahead and, using a bit of druidic magic passed down through the ages, to create my own pocket dimension, similar to how the Tuatha Danann did themselves long ago. Rather than it being buried under the ground, however, I chose to create a door which can move about as I wish, granting access only to those invited. This has been enormously helpful, of course, for keeping out interlopers in general, though those pesky dark elves seem to have found a way around that.
Dark elves?
Yeah, nasty little buggers. When in doubt, play with the dark elves, you know. They're starting to get smart about the peanut butter traps, though. Bit of a problem there.
Well, we don't have any problems with dark elves in this dimension, so we should be safe. Anyway, you are... Those damned tremors again. Sorry, you're a druid, so I understand. And with Halloween being descended from a druidic ritual, I was wondering if you could tell us a bit about that connection.
Ah, yes. Well, originally Samhain was a festival which began as the sun was setting, which is why trick-or-treating starts at dusk. Samhain is halfway between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice, halfway between the light and darkness of the world, the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the dark half of the year. This festival is marked with feasts and fires. In the old days, the large burial mounds in Ireland were opened. These mounds, of course, were said to be the entrance to Tirnanig itself, and allowed the Tuatha Danann and the Fae to cross more easily into this world. Being burial mounds, and the easier crossing, it's pretty easy to see how it morphed into the All Hallows Eve traditions of the veil between this world and the next being at its thinnest, which, of course, after being corrupted by the church, brought rise to the whole demons and monsters thing, threw in a dash of commercialism, and boom, modern Halloween.
You could certainly say it's a rather hallowed day, then.
Aye. Though the original purpose is now very masked.
Yeah. Jimbo, go find out what's causing those tremors. I bet it's the plumbing again. Last time I flushed my pet alligator when it's too big. So, how about we discuss your content? I believe you have different types of content for different days of the week.
Indeed, we've got a little something for everyone, whether that be Tuesday Tea for content creators, or Faith and Friday, which are community gaming nights, or of course, there's Morbidity and Mythos Mondays.
Morbidity Monday?
Morbidity and Mythos Mondays are where we get our spines a little tingly, or fire up the old noggin, with scary stories or folklore from the Emerald Isle, with dramatic readings, of course. How you could miss out on those?
Well, you'd never need something like that in Albion. This place is completely harmless.
Ah, elves! Possibly of the dark variety.
God damn it. One day without an extra-dimensional invasion. I have to deal with this, Paegan. Please excuse me. In the meantime, please tell the people where they can find you. Watch that one, Jimbo!
Alright. Well, I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 9pm, that's EST, on Twitch at twitch.tv/PaganPixie, or we have Tuesday afternoons at 2pm, right here on YouTube, Pagan Pixie there as well. I'm on all the socials at Pagan Pixie, and
Grab his legs, he'll fold like a lawn chair.
are you alright?
Ah, it's Snappy! The elves have tamed my pet alligator! Yeah!
Punch it on the nose! They hate that!
Ah, it's biting down harder!
Well, I did say they hate that.
I thought you were helping!
He'll be right back after these
I can
messages.
feel my spark wobbling! Jimbo, get the defibrillator! Does your dog need a little pick-me-up? Feeling worn down and listless? Looking flat and uninteresting? Try the all-new electric dog polisher from Allmac. Just place your dog in the chamber and they come out looking squeaky clean. The secret is our proprietary mix of shellac and carnauba wax that coats your dog in an unbroken waterproof finish that gleams like magic. Got a bigger dog that needs a new coat of wax? We have a werewolf polisher too. Buy one now. Warning, side effects may include dog asphyxia and death. Always consult your vet. Well, now that we've managed to lure the Dark Elves to our rival station using peanut butter, we can continue with the show. But first, here's a song to continue the spooky mood of this auspicious day. Here's an old favorite of ours. It's Penny Dreadful by Alice Strange. Hit it!
Strange, the night this tale took place. A most unfortunate affair that placed a chill upon the air and turned the sky to grey. He gave her quite a fright, very much to his delight and metamorphosis. He put stitches all in lines and he put buttons on her eyes. This ragdoll was just his. They call him Mr. Strange. He's enchanting yet deranged. With a flick of his wrist, a snip and a stitch, your whole world's rearranged. They call him Mr. Strange, and once you're in, you can't escape. Making terrible plans with his needle hands to add to his collection of imperfection. That's what makes him Mr. Strange. The way he changed her face, but he began to see the flaws, a little frayed around the jaw. It wasn't simple to replace. Though she was a friend to tear her up and start again, that was much easier. Casting her aside, he swears his future puppet bride will be superior. That's why they call him Mr. Strange. He's enchanting yet deranged. With a flick of his wrist, a snip and a stitch, your whole world's rearranged. They call him Mr. Strange, and once you're in, you can't escape. Making terrible plans with his needle hands to add to his collection of imperfection. That's what makes him Mr. Strange. Out there in the dark, he seeks another to become his new creation. So after sun goes down, if you're wandering through town, I urge precaution. Because they call him Mr. Strange. He's enchanting yet deranged. With a flick of his wrist, a snip and a stitch, your whole world's rearranged. They call him Mr. Strange, and once you're in, you can't escape. Making terrible plans with his needle hands to add to his collection of imperfection. That's what makes him Mr. Strange.
Well, how are we all enjoying the holiday? Hopefully none of you have fallen to a terrible fate as described in the last song. Luckily, this year, we've been having less werewolf attacks. It seems a lot of the tourists from Earth have been intermingling with them and mellowing them out. I don't know why people on the internet and the other world are obsessed with animal people, but it sure helps to make the werewolves and other beasties here feel welcome and special, which, as it turns out, was the only reason they were so violent in the first place. They just wanted to be loved. Aww. That and the occasional thirst for human blood, but we all get that from time to time. Speaking of, it would seem the number of vampires have increased recently, but once again, less violent attacks from them. Again, the earthlings we've procured have been mellowing them out, and as it seems, online residents from Earth love vampires too. I'm sure the wedding photos would be adorable if we could see the vampires in the pictures. Finally, I'd like to discuss the real threat to our lives this Halloween. Yes, there are 2 new threats to the world of Albion this Halloween. Aliens and hedgehogs. You'd never expect the first one to be a threat, seeing as all these aliens are so well beloved by those eldritch doomsday cults. But hedgehogs, they always had something wrong with them. Why were they so prickly and unapproachable? What were they planning? Well, now we know. Unregulated knockoff candy. Yes, they've been flooding the trick-or-treater market with subpar candy infested with alien additives that make their sweets taste like tar. I like them, of course, but most humans say they're awful. Watch yourselves out there. Who'd have thought? Not me. It's not like I've ever held a grudge against hedgehogs and aliens for removing my ability to taste sweet items. To help you relax and unwind in these troubled times, here's a song from The Cog is Dead. It's We All Have Fears. Take it away, chaps.
Once in a quiet little town, in just a couple hours once the sun went down, a crew began assembling a thrilling new attraction, more exciting than a merry-go-round. This was the first one of its kind, a thrilling new attraction called a roller coaster ride. But the people wouldn't ride it. They said, what if we collided with another car and died? Well, we all have fears, and we know someday our time is gonna come. But no matter how you cut it, everyone will kick the bucket when our days are done. So don't waste your years doing nothing with the little time you got. Don't you sit right there and piddle, go on out and live a little, or else you'll only stand around and rot. Alistair was quiet as a mouse, a modest little man who was afraid to leave his house. He spent all of his hours as he worried and he cowered, hiding safely while he grumbled and he groused. Well, after he waited many years, his tiny little ticker had a jamming of its gears. 2 years of constant worry sent his heart into a flurry, and he finally died of fear. Well, we all have fears, and we know someday our time is gonna come. But no matter how you cut it, everyone will kick the bucket when our days are done. So don't waste your years doing nothing with the little time you got. Don't you sit right there and piddle, go on out and live a little, or else you'll only stand around and rot. We all have fears, and we know someday our time is gonna come. But no matter how you cut it, everyone will kick the bucket when our days are done. So don't waste your years doing nothing with the little time you got. Don't you sit right there and piddle, go on out and live a little, or else you'll only stand around and rot. La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
This just in. Scientists discover that the best way to a man's heart is through his mouth. The second best way is rectally. Also, we have a story here from a fan in Yeaton. Apparently, there's been a rush of people turning into zombies there. When the local med scientist was asked her opinion, she just laughed maniacally and the interviewer was eaten by zombies. Well, it still went better than our last in the field interview, at least. Finally, a question from a local fan. Why is it called an hourglass when it's not always an hour? Why do you call it an hourglass when you glass in the hour sand time glass hour? Octics having a strong. Call the toculence. Song plays having creature feature is the greatest show on earth song there is. Band creature play.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, step right
Behind this curtain lies a ghastly concoction of delight, horror, fantasy, and terror. Your every wish is our command, your every whimsical desire brought to life. But I'm warning you, there's always a price. Welcome to the greatest show on earth!
Carnival is in town, you better be ready. Just follow the parade of dancing skeletons, full of ghoulish delights around every corner. Don't tell your parents you're here, they will soon be mourners. Welcome to the lower berth, the greatest show on earth. We appear without a sound, the darkest show around. We will leave you in a daze, madness, murder, dismay. We will disappear and now with blood on the concrete. I will be your ticket taker. Come inside, it's a dream. Into the funhouse of mirrors, no one can hear you scream. We can supply anything that your heart desires, but the consequences will surely be dire. Welcome to the lower berth, the greatest show on earth. We appear without a sound, the darkest show around. We will leave you in a daze, madness, murder, dismay. We will disappear and now with blood on the concrete. Welcome to the lower berth, the greatest show on earth. Come inside for the ride, your deepest, darkest fears, the best nights of your life. You're never leaving here. The unknown, the unseen is what you're gonna find. Witness this, witness that, until you lose your mind. Welcome to the lower berth, the greatest show on earth. We appear without a sound, the darkest show around. We will leave you in a daze, madness, murder, dismay. We will disappear and now with blood on the concrete.
Nothing like a good old rubber mallet to the carotid motor to clear out all the kinks. Now we go to Tick-Tock's Mail Corner, where locals and anyone else who feels like writing in from any dimension can ask us questions. Here's the Twitter and email, so you can ask us things should you want to. You can also join our Discord server, of which there will be a link in the description. Here's a letter from Jimothy in Craigton. Jimothy says, "What's the best way to clear out a ghost infestation in your bathroom?" Well, Jimothy, who can you call? A plumber. That sounds like a nightmare. Although I've never seen a plumber anywhere near a plum. Goddamn slackers. Here's a telegram from Jimelina in Jimville. Jimelina says, "Being attacked by vampire ducks. Stop. Send help and garlic. Full stop." That sounds like a lovely time, Jimelina. Be sure to send us pictures of those beautiful ducky poos. I'm surprised we haven't had any reports of dangerous mice today. If that were the case, we'd have to call any Germancy. Sorry. My language circuits are on the fritz again. Anyway, here's another song. It's Ghost Grinder by Steam Powered Giraffe. Let's hear it.
disappear. Rest in peace, please find your way. Hear me crying through the embers of the day. Come to me and dance. Come on and I get a little fried, I get a little inspired, I give a little heat. Oh, let's have a little fun before the setting sun. Let's give a little heat. Come on and dance and save my soul. Go on and move those bones as you used to know. The air is sweet with you floating near. Come on and dance with me to the grinding of gears. Come on, the Ghost Grinder is here. Open your coffin and crack it. Listen up, all you there specters. Hear the cry of the grind elected. Join our dancing, shake it loose. Cut a rug and swing the news.
Memories of the falling rain, sun and heat, they don't feel the same. Memories they do scar and haunt you, testify and claim it's true.
But we've got no more homes, no parts of our own home. But we cheer up the floor. Let's show the ones it's done. Get a little fried, I get a little inspired, get a little heat. Oh, let's have a little fun before the setting sun. Let's give a little heat. Come on and dance and save my soul. Go on and move those bones as you used to know. The air is sweeter with you floating near. Come on and dance with me to the grinding of gears. Come on, the Ghost Grinder is here. Rest in peace, please find your way. Hear me crying through the embers of the day. Come to me and dance the night away. Come on and dance. Come on and dance. Yeah, I get a little fried, I get a little inspired, I get a little heat. Oh, let's have a little fun before the setting sun. Let's give a little heat. Grab your candy skull and dance and save my soul. Go on and move those bones as you used to know. The air is sweeter with you floating near. Come on and dance with me to the grinding of gears. Come on, the Ghost Grinder is
Well, that's it from us here at the Ticking Globe. This spooky day's broadcast is coming to a close, and we're watching a large crowd of trick-or-treaters approach the station for sweets, one assumes. So we'll leave you with a song from Victor and the Bully. Here's Heebie-Jeebies. We'll see you in the future sometime for the next episode. In the meantime, let me see what these kids want. Hello.
Get him! Jimbo! They're carrying me off! They found out about the tar sweets! Help!
This episode of The Ticking Globe was brought to you by chainsaws. Rev them up and watch them go. Them, in this case, being your ankles.